Continuing our series covering the collection of Valparaiso University's Brauer Museum, curator Greg Hertzlieb shares one of the collection's first pieces, Cool Morning on the Prairie.
Junius Sloan started as a portrait painter in the early 19th century, but always had landscape in his heart as his favorite thing. Now, Cool Morning on the Prairie would be an example of probably his finest prairie painting. Now, with a prairie painting, it's a lot different from the mountains of the East Coast. So here you have this flat landscape. How do you make it exciting? And so in the case of Junius Sloan, he chose a time when his niece was leading the cows out to pasture. So this endearing, kind of heartwarming scene of a little girl in a shawl leading the cows out, and meanwhile on this flat prairie landscape is this mist or haze and the family farm in the distance. Suddenly it becomes full of drama and interest and excitement. It's like going in a time machine back to the 19th century and feeling the way people lived. I think one ingredient, one component of his work that might make it endearing, might give a painting like Cool Morning on the Prairie some lasting fascination, might be the sweetness of the inclusion of the girl. It kind of adds a human dimension, like a lived dimension to the whole thing, as opposed to the landscape representing or symbolizing maybe like a divine gift on this planet or something like that. How he was able to do that might be Junius Sloan's main contribution to art history. You know, making the Midwestern landscape something worthy of pride and interest. It acknowledges in its existence the gift that started a museum here. Every time I look at Cool Morning on the Prairie, I just think about this is the masterpiece by the artist whose son gave me a museum to work at. And so we're enduringly grateful for Junius Sloan around here, all of his art, but especially Cool Morning.